Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This video is way overdue, but I'm so excited to finally be sharing with you guys an update of how my surgery went, my skin removal number 5, and part 1 of skin removal surgery on my legs. So we are at about 3 weeks since surgery, which is really crazy. It went by really fast, but yet really slow at the same time. So I'm just going to kind of start at the beginning and kind of fill you guys all in and then get you brought up to how I'm doing and what I'm doing as of today. So the morning of surgery went really well. I was a little bit nervous, but once Dr. Beck came in, we talked, he marked my legs. I didn't pass out, which is really good. And I just felt really calm. Once they let Kevin and my dad come back in like the waiting room where I was waiting before they took me back to surgery, I felt much better to have both of them there with me. The nurses were really nice. They took great care of me. Surgery was a little bit late, which was a little bit, made me anxious because you're like, okay, let's get this going. So we ended up having to wait a lot longer, just have everything ready, make sure everyone was there and set and prepared. So that's when I started really getting nervous because it was pretty delayed. But once it was time to head back into surgery, I said bye to my dad and Kevin, kind of went back, and I went to sleep. And I remember waking up this time in a lot of pain, which is weird because the other surgeries I kind of didn't remember being in pain. But this one for sure, I woke up, I was crying, I was in pain. So that was a little bit different. That was a little bit hard. And then I felt like all of a sudden they're like, okay, it's time to go home. And the only way to go home was to stand up and walk to the wheelchair, which when your legs were hurting as bad as mine were hurting, I was like, there's no way I'm standing up and walking right now. But it's kind of just like, that's what you have to do. So, I got in the zone. I said, I want to go home. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to see Kevin, my dad. I knew they were out there waiting for me. And so you just kind of have to go for it. There's no easy way to say it. It really hurt. And I was even crying more while I was doing it, which again is really weird because it's the first time I came out of surgery and was that emotional. So I got in the wheelchair, they wheeled me to the car. Getting in the car was quite the adventure. That hurt a lot. But then I remember coming home, having to walk into the house, up the stairs, down the hallway, all the way to my bedroom. That was brutal. I thought I was going to pass out. But once I got in bed, I just kept breathing, telling myself it's going to be okay. Got in bed and I pretty much slept. I think we got home at like 2 in the afternoon, 2 or 3. And I slept all day, slept through the night, and woke up the next morning. I did have a nurse staying with me 24 hours. So she would come in, check on me, do my blood pressure, make sure everything was okay. Everything was great. I felt like, we're on a good path. Everything's going great. And then on Tuesday I woke up, she left. I was drinking tons of fluid, doing everything I was supposed to do. And then Wednesday, it started all going downhill pretty fast. I found myself, I couldn't get out of bed without wanting to literally pass out. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm getting dizzy. It's, oh, I'm going to pass out right now. Like right when my feet hit the ground, I felt like I was ready to pass out. So that made walking, going to the bathroom, doing anything, getting out of bed, I was not able to do. So that was really challenging. Like I literally had to have Kevin hold me up to get me to the bathroom, to go to the bathroom, and then literally practically carry me back to bed because I was so weak and I was so dizzy. And then on Thursday, it kept getting worse and I woke up with a really bad headache. Now, before we go on with the headache, I do suffer from migraine headaches. I have since I was in like middle school. And then I recently, in the past like 2 years, started getting really bad tension headaches, which were triggered a lot by the excess skin, my posture, walking kind of hunched over, pulling on my neck, and then it caused headaches. So there are things I'm dealing with. They got better once the skin was removed, like from my stomach, my back. I worked on my posture, all of that, but I still get pretty bad tension headaches. So immediately I felt like a migraine and a tension headache were triggered. It didn't feel like a headache that, was any concern. It just felt like a really bad, I've had this pain before, tension and migraine headache. My ears started throbbing and I was super dizzy. And then my blood pressure actually drastically dropped, and the doctor was freaking out, my parents were freaking out, Kevin was freaking out, and I just remember really not feeling good. I don't really remember much of what else was going on, but I remember for the 2 or 3 days I was miserable, absolutely, I didn't even focus on my legs. I couldn't even worry about the pain in my legs. It was my head, my dizziness, that was the worst. So I ended up going to the doctor, and I found out that I had an ear infection that he said was pretty bad, which was causing the dizziness, the weakness, and I was also anemic. So my blood counts were a little low. So they put me on iron. I got on antibiotics for my ear infection. And I would say within 3 or 4 days, I really started feeling so much better. And then I remember feeling my ears aren't hurting. I'm not really dizzy. And then it felt like all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, my legs hurt so bad. So it was weird that all those other things took away from the pain in my legs. And then once those things started getting better, I was like, this sucks. My leg pain, this really sucks. I even had a few people, my family, a few friends stop by and visit me. I was completely out of it. I don't even remember them stopping by. I was just so miserable. So the first week and a half was really dealing with all of those other issues. So there weren't really complications from surgery. It was just everything else kind of going on. And it was really hard to get good sleep, because when I lay down, the fluid in my ears was throbbing. It was pounding. It was just, so I was tired, I was in pain, and I was just, my surgeon made a joke. He goes, were you cranky? And I was like, yes, I was very cranky. I was very cranky for probably the first week and a half, 2 weeks. Still am, pretty much. So once I started dealing with all of that, and I started feeling better, then I feel like now healing is just quickly going uphill, and I'm really starting to feel better. So, going back to surgery, the doctor was able, so for those of you who don't know, I've lost 350 pounds, and we just did part 1 of 2 parts on my legs for skin removal surgery. The first part we did was liposuction to remove all of the weight and all of that before he removes the skin and does a whole lift. And it's going to have to be a lift from my calves all the way up to my thighs. So this one was just liposuction to remove the weight. And I was so excited. He was able to do my calves at the same time. So he did my thighs and my calves. So I pretty much have probably 6 to 8 incisions on each leg, starting at my thigh and going all the way down to my ankle, front and back. They're really little, teeny tiny incisions. So they weren't really that painful. I didn't have drainage tubes this time, which was really good, because that brought me a lot of anxiety when I had those before. But I didn't have those this time. I was so happy he did my calves, ready to jump up and down, so happy. And the most crazy part of all of this is he took out about 15 to 20 pounds off my legs. So that's about 10 pounds off each leg, which is crazy. I actually can see my knee now, which is really weird. And when Kevin was wrapping the ace bandages around my leg, I can actually hold my leg up while he does it, and it doesn't feel like it's pulling on my groin area and it's gonna rip off my body. And I actually could hold my leg up, and I was so emotional when I did that. I was freaking out. I told my surgeon I could do that. I was excited about my knees. And so all of these little things are things that I'm focusing on when the pain gets really bad. I know since this is my 5th surgery, I've been asked what the pain's like with this one compared to the other ones. And honestly, this pain is really bad, and it sucks because you have to walk on it, where the other ones you kind of, you know, could walk and it didn't hurt as bad. So I think it just all depends on what you're going through. And I feel like when you're in the moment, it's very easy to be like, oh my God, this one's the worst. This one hurts so bad. None of the other ones hurt like this. And then you have something else done and you're like, oh no, this one was definitely the worst one. So it's hard to say. All I can say is it sucks. It really sucks. It hurts. And I think for me, why it's so painful too is because they removed so much, number one. And number two is it's everywhere. Like it's from my inner thighs, outer thighs, knees, ankles, calves, back of my calves, side of calves, side of the thighs. Like it's everywhere on my leg. So I think that's what makes mine personally bad too, or more painful. So it all depends. Again, it's a personal thing and your pain tolerance and all that. But honestly, it's not anything you can't handle. So hopefully that makes sense. But as of now, I'm healing great. I'm able to walk by myself, go up and down stairs, like if I have like a handle to hold on to, all by myself. Getting up and down off the chair, I'm starting to be able to do by myself. You know, the most painful thing right now, I think, is getting up and down off a chair or in and out of bed or bending up and down to like go to the bathroom, because then you like sit on that part of your legs too, and that's really painful. But it's all getting better. I'm able to take a shower by myself. So all of those things are really great. I did start having lymphatic massages, which felt really good but hurt at the same time. So it pretty much helps just to get the fluid out of your legs, help with the swelling, the water retention, all of that type of stuff. It helps with the healing, and it just kind of moves the fluid out of your legs, and then you go to the bathroom and get rid of all that extra fluid. But I'm really swollen, but that's starting to slightly go away. I got swollen all the way up to like my face, like even my arms are super swollen, which is weird because we didn't touch anything in the upper body, we didn't do anything, but everything got swollen. Like my sides right here, I remember were like out to here at one point, and I was freaking out, but it's all starting to heal and get better, and it just takes time and patience, and I'm working on patience. I'm not the most patient person, but I'm working on it, and my legs are still super swollen, super swollen, but you can see that they're starting to get better, and the lymphatic massage definitely helped, which was weird because they had like little bumps where you can see like where fluid would be, and he kind of massaged it out, and then they went away. So it's definitely helping. I'm definitely going to be doing it again. And I think just everything, walking more, moving more, having those massages, it's all just going to keep getting better and keep helping. I do have different garments, like compression garments right now. I'm in a super tight pair of like compression leggings, so it's really squeezing everywhere, which is I think going to help as well. I don't have to really wear those ace bandages on my legs anymore. It's just these compressions. Things are getting better, just slowly, and I'm already kind of getting antsy. I'm ready to start, you know, doing things, moving more, going back to work. Like, I'm really excited to have those things start happening, but I'm not quite there yet. Like, I go on little drives or little walks, and I'm like exhausted. My legs are burning. I want to cut them off, but at least I'm starting to do those things, which really helps, because there's definitely moments where I'm just sitting in the chair, sitting in bed, and I'll just start crying like I just want to get this going. Like I'm ready to go back to the gym. I'm ready to start doing my own things, doing my normal life, my normal routine. And I'm just not there yet. So that's a little bit frustrating. Which again, the last surgery I had, I was fine, I was calm, I got through recovery, whatever, but this time, for whatever reason, I'm just feeling really antsy or like on edge, like let's get this going. So I'm really working on being patient, you know, letting myself heal, not rushing things. And then, you know, when people come and visit, it really helps. When you get little treats or little flowers sent, it really helps. Like little things like that I'm trying to focus on, like how much love and support, even from all of you guys. And it really does help. It truly makes my day. And, you know, to have all that love and support around you. And it definitely helps with the healing too. So I think that's everything. We're up to date. You're all caught up with how I'm doing. If you have any other questions, please let me know down below. I am going to make a video on like just skin removal surgery in general and talking about all of them. I know I got a lot of questions about like the anesthesia, the drains, all of that. So I'll make like a general skin removal surgery video, but for this one I just kind of wanted to update you guys as to this one, because I know it's been 3 weeks, and a lot of you have been asking how I'm doing. So that's pretty much it. So if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below how you guys are doing or what you're up to this week or how you're feeling. Like I said, if you have any other questions. So thank you so much. Truly, all of your love and support really means so much to me, and I truly, truly appreciate it. And I hope you're all having a really great day, and I will talk to you guys all very soon. Bye.